Welcome
Welcome
to Shade
to
and the
Shade
City.
in the City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are getting into our review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We are on season 6, episode 8, Selective Memory. I swear, Owen is good with these titles. They be real, real good.
That
But
was,
yeah,
you know what? I didn't even know that was the title, but yes, that
yeah,
was
they
pretty
be on
good.
point. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you've hit the like button.
And the subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady because we got a lot to cover. So y'all, we see Mel. She is giving one of her property preservation lessons. So we see her with her mentees. Now Kimmy stops by and Mel introduces her to her investor friend Keith Everett, I believe is his name. And Mel tells Kimmy she wants to get her business back wants to help her get her business back up and running. And Kimmy lets us know that she's finishing her treatment, and that's at the top of her list right now. But she does want to get back to work. So Kimmy then asked Mel how she felt about the tea and the smoke that came from Miss Betty, which we all know is Stormy's mama. And Mel says she wasn't expecting it at all. But Kimmy brings up that, it went better than what happened with Kiki and Tiffany. And she brings up how, she knows that they, I guess, apparently had tea with her at her house, but whatever she did, she don't believes it lasted because by the time they got to Martell's event, it wasn't looking good. And
Mm-hmm.
I can concur. So basically, she basically said she felt no need to bring up Sheree being there because Mel has made it clear that she doesn't want any updates on Martell. And I said, I am here for it. What she said, let go and let God. And that's exactly what she did. I am not mad at it. And then Kimmy talks about how she's stressed out at home because, co-parenting Maurice and with Monster. And she actually is even more ready to get back to work so she can get an escape from that. And I said, well, damn, when you want to get to work to get away from your house, that's pretty bad. All this working from home we doing, that's pretty bad. Trust me, you have to push me to go into my office. So
Pretty much. Tiffany, she invited Stormy out to find out why, she felt the need to stir up some shit. Stormy said, you can't move forward until it's all out on the table. And that's what she wanted to do. She wanted, them to clear up what happened with the text message. And
right.
Stormy said she actually can see Tiffany and Kiki being the best of friends. She told she said, that they had a Reiki session and it was real positive. Just don't write her off just yet because she gives off positivity. Tiffany says
Mm.
that she felt she had a positive conversation with Sheree. She's just surprised that,
Tiffany's
that
ideas of conversations, like how they go in her head.
this is why I love the ending of this episode. It was
Right.
freaking hilarious to me. She says that she's surprised that basically Sheree has been around kids, but not around Mel.
Mm.
Stormy feels like, you know, Tiffany is taking on a lot, girl. You putting a lot on your back. You already got a lot in your belly. You need to just chill on out.
Yes,
Okay.
she do. She's doing a lot.
Um, yeah, and says she don't even think like that she would even care about anything like that. She says it depends on how serious, the relationship with her ex would her ex and his, I guess, significant other was.
And
And really doesn't
Stormy
think
ain't got
that,
time to think about that. She wish Courtney
yeah,
would.
and she's not divorced. So she's also
Right.
like whatever. Now Tiffany said, well, she felt like, they need to be in the same space. Stormy said, well, did Mel ever say that she wanted to meet Sheree? And
And
she
my
said,
whole
I
thing
never
is,
talked to her.
why
She's
is
like, I never talked to
Tiffany
her about Sheree. So she's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then why are you talking to Sheree about Mel?
right?
I said, yes, Stormy.
Yes,
So,
I put her in a place, Stormy. But my thing is, I didn't, and that was the thing for me. I said, Tiffany, why are you inserting yourself into something that even Mel is not concerned about? That's the weird part for me.
what's weird for me is you're talking about what's not people's business, but you and everybody else's. It's just it's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So basically, she said the reason why she did is because, she's in a new group and she was just curious about how she feels about dating someone with the reputation of being a cheater and being in a blended family.
And what she was supposed to
She
be the
said,
welcoming committee.
Stormy was like, that's a whole lot to ask somebody that you don't even know.
She said, bitch, that's nosy.
And then she ended it basically saying that, apparently Mel is a fan of Sheree. She went to her book signing and met her son that way. Now Stormy says that she hasn't talked to Mel, but basically for Nell to even pick up on the energy and the vibe, she knows she ain't going crazy. Stormy says that she doesn't have really any feelings about it. She's just glad to know that she's not crazy. And, she feels like it was a manipulated environment. But at least her mom was happy leaving the conversation and got everything off her chest.
For the
Tiffany
both of
told
them.
her,
For the both of them. Don't forget to include that. For the both of them.
Tiffany told her that she suggested, hey, that I should meet up with Kiki. Maybe you should meet up with Mel and, sort all this out before my baby shower. And, Stormy says she will be in attendance because apparently Mel has already RSVP'd.
Well, I don't know why she want this at her baby shower. That just don't seem.
Because she liked the mess. I bet she'll be right in the middle of it.
Tisha and Kiki are on their way to was it a game, I believe?
A&M basketball game.
Yeah, for Alabama A&M, the Hill, as they call it. Tisha brings up Martell's party and wants to get Kiki's thoughts on, how she felt things went. Kiki brings up the text messages and lets Tisha know that, I told you that in confidence, not for you to go back and run your mouth. But I mean, clearly, y'all, birds of a feather flock together. Y'all are family. Okay, so.
Well, actually, in Tisha's defense, she said that it was basically so people would stop thinking that she was crazy and start a mess. It was to defend her. It was to defend Kiki.
Okay. So Tisha shares that Stormy shared Tiffany was talking about her business and her marriage. And Tisha reiterates that Marceau doesn't know where she is now. I said she gonna say that every episode now to let us know Marceau ain't got her under his thumb. And Tisha doesn't understand why Tiffany is talking about her when there are rumors Tiffany was or is cheating on Lewis. And they was actually talking about her this weekend. She made a little bit of news because she came out, I guess, with a hairline with her daughters, Mila, Tisha.
Tisha?
It's like
as in hair care line or like hair, like extensions?
No, like hair care line, but with her daughters, it's called like Mila and Mila or whatever the daughters' names are.
So it's the daughter's company.
Well, she put it in their names, but it's her company.
But we don't even know what her hair looked like.
You're terrible. Well, the big but bad part is they saw in her return policy that it said if you put an incorrect address or you will not be refunded. And then it said for any questions or concerns, please contact Canvas Beauty, which basically means that she copied and pasted Stormy's return policy and then didn't think to read it through and change it to her own. And of course, the viewers caught it because that's what they do. I mean, she changed it later to the right email address, but it was obvious then that you copied and pasted.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I said, this is why Tiffany doesn't believe you're the owner of a company.
And I mean, really, who would buy her hair care products? Like, I can understand Kenya Moore hair care.
Right.
We know we know Kenya's got hair. That's okay.
You're terrible.
So Lewis and Tiffany went to a doctor's appointment to, that And apparently, they revealed the sex of the baby, which is a boy, and his name, Ace. He said because he truly brings unity to their family, and that's the meaning of Ace. Lewis is still concerned about Tiffany's schedule. He's talking about how it's almost time for the baby, and she's still super busy. This heifer is talking about
He has no
not
plans
even
on slowing
taking.
down.
She's not even talking about taking maternity leave. She said because she's so committed to her job, but she still wants to figure out, how to adjust to this new lifestyle. So Tiffany thinks that everything is going to be the same basically when a baby gets there, and she's going to be able to go into not appointments, meetings and nurse in between meetings. Lewis said, "Look, I ain't even tripping. Okay, baby Ace is definitely going to slow you down." She act like she ain't had no kid before to know that.
Maurice comes home and is preparing, and Kimmy's preparing dinner. They talk about Martell's event as well. Kimmy does talk a little bit about how she thought Sheree was very quiet. And Maurice tries to say that, he thinks Martell was doting. And Kimmy says, no, I think Martell was just being a gentleman. That's what he does. He even, stops his car in the middle of the street to help me. Like, that's just what he does. There wasn't anything. Basically, Kimmy was trying to say she saw no
And
chemistry.
and it sounds like if he wasn't a cheater or cheated for a very long time, which I would think is a cheater, he would be an amazing husband.
Right. So then they get into Monster comes home. Apparently, Monster's been in boot camp. And, she's asking him, like, well, what are you learning? Are we, because I don't see any changes in the house. So what are we learning? What are we doing? And Monster's like, oh, well, I got to get up early in the morning. And she's like, so that's it. And so apparently I guess, made this list of 20 things, goals or priorities. And out of this list of 20, there's no chores. And Kimmy is just floored and obviously upset. Maurice didn't even notice because, as Kimmy points out, it's not important to him. His goal,
What's
what he
what's
wants
what's
Monster to do.
funny What's funny to me is Maurice actually told Monster to go get the list. Oh, because I'm sure there's got to be some type of chores on there.
Oh
Just go
yeah, he
get
bit
the
himself in
list.
the ass. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes back with the list. Monster goes over it. Nothing.
And
There's
she's like,
nothing on
no,
the list.
this is a direct reflection. You don't give a damn. And so that's why he don't give a damn about doing it.
Exactly. Yep.
Simple as
Exactly.
that. And I mean, Monster seems like a good, normal teenage kid. And at the end of the day, I just feel bad for Kimmy because here she is, she raised her child and now she got to double back. And I just feel like I feel like she's not supported as much as she could be by his actual parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she does tell him they need to reevaluate that list, um, and fit some chores into their priority.
Right.
This Negro said, if it's important to you, I'll do it. Kimmy did not like that too much. She looked like once the cameras went off, sir, it's on and popping.
Right.
Now Martell met up with Marcel at Black to get some studying in, but he thinks, he gonna have to find another study partner because Marcel played too damn much. Apparently Tiffany is also meeting up to talk about the Selma Jubilee Parade. So Martell, wants to get the mess off his chest first before they get into the business. And he talks about the event and how the highlight didn't even happen at the event, it was after. And let her know that Sheree shared with him the conversation that they had. Marcel was like, hold up, I'm out the
But
loop.
he was like, I wasn't privy to this.
What happened? We got to back it up. Back it up. And I feel him because what you're not about to do is just carry on the whole conversation. I don't know what the hell
Right.
going, but I'm at the table. I need
And
all
Tiffany
the
is
goods.
obviously a little bothered because she's like, why would he bring this up in front of Marcel out of all people?
Why would you bring it up at all, ma'am?
That part.
It was hilarious to me. So Tiffany let him know that, what she asked her, how does it feel to coming into the group, and how's it feel dating a cheater? Now Martell says, are you a cheater?
She said,
No,
no, no, no, I cheated.
yeah, you cheated just like he did. So he's like, okay, so we're both not cheaters. We cheated. He said, as educated as she is, she asked it like that. They was I was like, and she has the nerve to be annoyed that Martell brought this conversation up at a meeting that they were supposed to be having about the parade and feels that Sheree should have brought it to her herself. Ma'am, you should have brought it up at
Why she? It's like she's looking for an altercation while she's pregnant.
I said it. She also brings up how she asked Sheree if, she's met Mel because they need to be in a community. And Martell said, me and Mel need to be in a community first.
Right.
So
when he said that, I was like, brother, you ain't never lied.
So Marcel is such a dick. Okay. He said, you know what? You are such a good friend. Came in to bring Melody and Sheree together out the genuineness of your heart. Man.
He is such a dick.
He said he cannot believe that a human being can actually think this way. And I know that he's super floored because of what happened with her previously. Her and Lewis. And now here we go again. Every season, it's something with her. She has the nerve to say, why is Marceau butting in this conversation? It's not even his business, and asking all these questions. After she asked all these questions about Sheree and her business. I'm like, how does your thought process work, ma'am?
I think that's what Marceau was confused about.
Well, she didn't say to him, this is none of your business. I wish she
No,
would
but
have.
even Marceau, the way he was talking to her, he was like, so you think you're justifying everything you said and did.
Because she's like, oh, because I wanted to know.
Right.
So the hell what?
And so Martell is so floored. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go talk to Lewis because this ain't gonna get nowhere.
She basically said the reason why the conversation was brought up in the first place is because she loves blended families and she's an advocate for that and she wants them to get it right. So then Martell, he doubles down and talks about how Tiffany told Sheree, basically, so you think it's too good for him not to go nowhere.
She did say that.
And this heifer said she don't remember saying that.
That's that selective memory.
Exactly. Now, Marceau said, gasp. He said, you said that? Martell says, he feels like, she's trying to break them up before they even get anything going. And Marceau told her, you may need to be tested for being a Karen. She was like, why? Because I'm half white. And they said, no, boo, it's your actions. Tiffany said, what she gathered from Sheree is that she's a strong, independent woman. And Marceau said, you know what I've gathered is she is not quick to slap a bitch. Right. So, basically they decided, they can't be talking to somebody's wife like this. Martell packs up his books. He says, you know what, I'm going to talk to Big Lou about this. And she's like, what, you going to tell him on me? Well, he need to fix his wife. And he said, no, I'm going to tell him about your inappropriate behavior. So looking at the previews, it looked like she got to her husband first. Before, not that I think it would have made a difference. Because, he defended her ass for any dumb shit she do.
Bless their heart. Yeah. Yes, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you guys have not already, please, please, please hit that like button.
Comment.
And subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And y'all, let's just keep growing. We're getting closer. We need like another 50 to get to 500. So let's get there. Let's do it. Help us do it. Share us with everybody, even the people you don't like. But yes, thank you guys. And we will catch you next week for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.